welcome to high school basketball coverage from BTV Channel 6. I'm John Nerden, and with me is Merlin Rasmussen. We're here at Altamont High School. The Longhorns are playing the Duchesne Eagles tonight. Merlin, they played earlier this year, and it was a tight game.
Tight game, 4-point game.
51-55. Both teams scoring plenty of points.
Yep.
Good defense, good offense. Looks to be a barn burner tonight.
Yes, indeed. And in that game, I believe Lewis for the Eagles scored 27 of those 55 points.
So I'd assume they had a guy on the Altamont practice squad playing Lewis.
Yeah.
So they knew how to guard him this game.
Yeah, exactly. He is their leading scorer, comes in averaging 15 points a game, but he scored 27 in that game, 4 3-pointers for him. So watching them play a couple times this year, he is their go-to guy. He's their main guy is Chad Lewis.
So we've got a hold of the coaches. We talked to Duchesne's coach, Billy Hoops, and he said a couple of keys to the game. Rebounding. You know,
It's always a key.
Of course, that's a coach speak key. Transition points, and I think that's so important to get up the floor and actually get points out of it.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you just make a bad shot or you turn it over.
Yep.
And then knowing where Rust and Layton are. So
That's Parker Rust and Cody Layton for the Longhorns.
And then we also talked to Coach Watson, and he had a few keys to the game.
Contest shots without fouling. That, did their game against Tabiona, and that was their biggest problem is they got into foul trouble.
Put the other team on the line too many times.
Too many times, and that was a big problem they had. And I'm surprised he doesn't have offensive rebound or a defensive rebounding on there because Tabiona beat them on the boards big time. Get good shots, play with confidence. That's always a key. Good shots. Going to be tough against Duchesne. They like to press and play a real pressure defense, but if you do get good shots, you got to knock them down. And then play good defense and limit the shot opportunities. That comes back to rebounding there, so they will need to rebound.
Sure, and you've got to find those moments where you don't let them have the three-point shots. Sometimes you can rest, but that's not the time to rest.
No.
Hey, we're calling out the starters right now for Duchesne. They've called Clay Giles, Jarrett Spencer, Chad Lewis,
number 31,
Weston Polson,
Kate Lamborn coming out next,
and number 24, Jarrett Spencer.
Oh, so they called Weston already.
Polson,
So.
yeah.
All right, Longhorn Nation, it's time!
And they're turning the lights down, running
Little Chicago Bulls on us, huh?
a little bit of pomp and circumstance before the game.
Number 3, Devin Lindsay.
Devin's a senior averaging 5.2 points for the Longhorns. Cleo Christensen, the junior, averaging 7.5 points a game on the season.
Number 21, Riley Bremer.
Riley Bremen, a junior, averaging 5.8 points a game. Another junior, the point guard Parker Rust, averaging just under 10 a game. And then the second of the two seniors, Cody Layton, averaging 11.6 points per game for the Longhorns.
And the Longhorns look a lot better this year. They're young. They got a few seniors and a lot of youth. So both teams are looking to do well this year, next year. They got good programs going right now. Little shake of the hands, knuckle busting. Throw those lights on, they say. It's time to play some basketball in Altamont, Utah.
Just two seniors out there. It's Layton and Lindsay. And we only had 3 seniors in football, and neither one of them were either of these two.
So here we go. Lights are on. Refs ready to go. Game on.
Lewis will get it to Giles. Giles works top of the circle, picks up his dribble, goes to Polson. Now to Spencer. Off to Giles. Inside to Polson. And now to Giles once again. Works off of a screen. Gets back to Spencer. Now he'll go to Polson.
You see some good man-to-man defense. Really tight. Both teams looking to just cover themselves this
Rust
game.
out pressuring Spencer. He'll go to Lamborn, trying to get it down inside. They do. That's Polson. He'll kick it out
Inside
to
out for a
Spencer.
nice three.
Three-pointer up, and it is good.
That's how you score, Merlin. You know, inside out is always better than outside in.
Nice shot there by Jarrett Spencer. Gives the Eagles a 3-point lead. Devin Lindsay will cross over, kick it into Bremen. Now out to Russ. Three-pointer up by Parker, and it's just off. No good.
It's a good shot, though. Good look.
Lewis with the rebound. He'll kick it off to Lamborn, and Lamborn's going to be called for a travel.
These referees like that traveling call. They called the
Yep.
girls' game as well, and there's, you know, girls tend to travel just a little more, but they call a lot of them.
Turnover by the Eagles. They lead 3-0. That's Parker Russ working on the wing. He'll go to Lindsay. Lindsay down on the baseline, cross court to Bremen. And
they're going to say he held that on his hip. And, you know, tough call right there. I don't know if he dribbled again after that, but.
yeah. So turnover there by Riley.
One thing about these refs, they've been really consistent all night, so.
Giles
It's about all you could ask for.
goes to Polson. And
he's going to call a foul down low.
is it going to be on Giles? I believe it is.
Called it on number 1.
So that's Clay Giles, his first.
He's like, what'd I do? Everybody's like, what'd he do?
What'd he do? Especially when it's off the ball, you really wonder about that.
Yeah, you're watching the ball, and the ref's watching underneath, and he saw something a little sneaky he wasn't happy with. I like Rust's game. You know, he's just patient, finds one down low.
Nice
That's
shot
a great
by
turn
Christensen.
shot.
Good
That's
pass,
Christensen.
good finish. Giles pushes it quickly and travel. Got up in the air and lost control of the ball.
You know, I thought Altamont touched it, but it looked like traveling to me too.
You know, Giles has got really good quickness. Looks like they're going to set up a little bit of pressure. Lindsay will go to Russ. Now back to Devin. Devin gets it across. Good pass to Christensen. He'll fire up a three-pointer in and out.
In and
no
out.
good. Rebound by
rebound
Layton.
goes to Layton.
Into Christensen. Layton now fires up a three and just off the rim.
Good battle for the board.
Gets it out quickly to Giles. Off to Spencer, or Polson. Now to Spencer.
And another quick
is
three-point
no good.
shot. Both teams are shooting that three-pointer like it's going out of style.
Parker with the rebound.
Nice find.
Devin got up in the air once again. Lewis just too long and lanky to get that pass over. Devin has
Lewis
drawn
can handle the rock too.
the defensive assignment of Lewis. It's tipped away by Bremen. Out top with Giles. He'll set the play.
Good patience. And Altamont's quite patient to let them come down in. They're not going to go out there and guard them way high.
Lewis loses control and Russ comes away with it.
Russ pushes the ball up,
Fire to
finds a
Layton,
player, a
and his
teammate.
Layup is good for Cody Layton. And a quick timeout by Coach Hoops.
Coach Hoops doesn't like that when he sees it getting pushed so hard and his team's behind the play. 30-second timeout. We'll take a second to thank some of our sponsors here. You see on the L&L Monster replay, what a great pass forward. Speaking of Monster replay, of L&L Motor, we do a little show called The Sports Spin. Maybe we'll plug that. And on that show, we have a little segment called the L&L Monster Replays, and that one could make the highlight and be a play that athletes and fans alike get to vote on. But L&L Motor wants to remind you that the love of the game, the players, the competition, and the diehard fans are what matter most. Let each mile you drive in your L&L Motor vehicle take you to the moments that matter most in your life. Thank you, L&L Motor.
Giles will go to Lamborn. Now back to Giles. He looks for Lewis. Now to Lamborn. Lewis being guarded there by Devin Lindsay.
Holds a good battle. Those two just going mano-a-mano. Giles
into Lamborn. Nice job by Bremen just to go straight up.
Just holds his pose, basically.
Yep.
And the ball comes into his hand.
Rust with the shot, but offensive rebound by Christensen. His shot is up and good.
And just a good battle underneath. The home team leads 6-3, and both teams pushing the ball, making great basketball happen.
Again, offensive rebound there for the Longhorns. Have a foul as Spencer drives.
You know, Spencer looked like he might have jump stop, travel, dribble. And hard to call traveling every time up and down the floor.
It's going to be on Brayman. It'll be his first. Spencer, first free throw is no good.
Short on that one, just a little short.
Zach Hansen will come in. He'll replace Christensen.
Christensen did a great job in his first 4 minutes in this game.
Zach, a junior, for the Longhorns as well. Spencer's second shot up and good.
Got a great crowd here. Just being respectful, just doing a little chant. Parker, Rush, and Lindsay gonna bring that ball, two-man style up the floor. Gonna look long. And they handle the pressure quite well, but it does slow them down. Gets it hard to get a go into the basket bucket.
Stolen away there as Giles knocked it to Polson.
And you know, just a little heavy on the pass from Weston.
Giles with that quickness.
Oh, and they call the traveling down low. I thought they were going to get rushed for a foul there. And no, they got the traveling call. Must have changed pivot feet.
Braden Johnson will check in for the Eagles. He'll replace Giles.
And you see that full court press is a 1-3-1, which is really meant to slow them down. They kind of back it off once they get up there and get into their offense. I mean, their defense. Kind of just drop it back.
Rust gets it to Lindsay. Back to Parker. He'll look into Riley. Now to Parker.
Inside, outside.
Stolen away by
and good effort.
Johnson.
Johnson does a great job to get that ball and get back to one of his teammates.
Spencer with the long three.
The quick three.
And that's Polson with the offensive board. Bad pass. However, the Eagles come away with that's Johnson. Lamborn with the lefty. No good. Rust will bring it down. You know, you got Johnson, Garden, Rust. Those two grew up. As Johnson grew up here in Altamont, they were best friends.
And Rust, I don't know how he gets that through there. Unbelievable. He's just got eyes for finding some of those bigs down low. Who was that? Number 11?
Zach Hansen with the finish. A great pass there by Parker.
Great pass, great catch, great finish. 8-4 for the Altamont Longhorns, and no defense there. Oh, a big foul.
Have a foul and
that's
and
on
the basket
Hansen.
Will be good.
And that's a little scary when your players goes down that hard.
Spencer scored all of the points for the Longhorns.
He's doing a good job getting in there tight. He's kind of feeling it. Every time he touches it, he's shooting that long ball because he's feeling it.
Jarrett was the quarterback for the Eagles. Foul there on Hansen, who was quarterback at the end of the season for the Longhorns.
That'll give you a lot of confidence at the free throw line if you're the guy been throwing the football.
Yes, and his free throw is good.
Makes up 3 of those points out of the 4 they were down.
Rust goes to Christensen, and Christensen's going to be fouled on. It'll be.
Looked like it was
Polson.
They give it to Polson?
I think they gave it number 2, Polson, yeah.
Boy, and I thought it was number 30 that they called it on, but they did call it on Polson.
Lindsay's going to come out. Looks like Christensen must have come in for him. Be Layton that'll handle it out top. Rust.
You know, and they're real patient, just kind of waiting for things to happen, letting their plays set themselves up.
Zach Hansen with the offensive rebound off the Rust miss. And now to Christensen. And his shot is up and in and out, no good.
You know, these boys played some basketball in their day. You can see they play a lot of pickup games in the offseason. I mean, they're all confident shooters, everyone on the floor.
Lamborn with the offensive rebound off to Spencer, and his three-pointer is good.
For 10 points.
The
Jarrett
Eagles,
Spencer.
or the Longhorns 8, Jarrett Spencer is 10. And Riley Brayman with an easy shot, now contested, and a foul on Lamborn.
That's going to be a nice 2-and-1 opportunity. Good game, back and forth. Again, you can tell these kids play some basketball in the offseason. There's no shyness. I've been over here before where some of the teams have been young and a little bit more reserved. Nobody's reserved. Everyone thinks they're going to score.
You see a lot more confidence with the Longhorns right now.
Yeah, and that goes back to weightlifting each day and then the things they're doing here at the school.
Spencer fires it up
He is
again.
just feeling it.
Hansen comes away with the rebound, tracks it down, goes to Layton. He's got Lindsay Lamborn did a nice job of getting back. Lindsay's shot is up and good.
Lindsay's shot was a little circusy. Got in there, did a little 360 dance, and then put it off the glass.
Spencer, once again, he'll fire it up,
Just
and it's good.
Iron it up. Heat check. Heat check. Coach says, do not let him do that all night long. That boy can feel it, and Coach could see it.
13 points for Spencer. All of the Eagles' points coming from Spencer here in this first quarter. 3 3-pointers.
I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Strata Networks. Strata Networks is proud to help bring you live coverage of local sports. Enjoy reliable coverage and unbeatable speed from the company that brings you more local cell sites than any other carrier. Nationwide 4G LTE coverage and the latest devices from your favorite brands. Hey, and while I was talking a little bit about Strata, you could see the L&L replay. What a great finish from Lindsay. You know, he's just a good, clean-cut looking kid. And maybe that's a little deceiving because he plays basketball a little tougher than that.
He is a good kid. I know that personally. But it was a very nice shot on his part. He'll be bringing the ball down for the Longhorns. Goes to Christensen. Now on Lindsay on the cut. And
they're going to call travel.
Call a travel before the. So 1 point lead with 1 minute, 3 seconds to go. As the Eagles, Giles finally will pick it up. Goes off to Grail. Grail into Lamborn. Oh,
and
Lamborn will travel.
You know, and I find it interesting that the Eagles take out Jarrett on the coach's timeout, and it really nullifies the timeout. Coach calls it, but not really, because they were looking to stop him, and that's one way to stop him is take him out of the game.
Yeah. Inside to Hansen, hands up and good.
Boy, that's a great turnaround corkscrew hopper.
Zach has really grown into himself.
Looks like he's got a little Osgood Slaughters in the knees.
Yeah.
As you grow into yourself like that, it does that. He should be better next year.
Lamborn will drive. His shot is up and good, lefty.
And then a big pressure comes from Duchesne. Trying to deny the inbounds pass.
Christensen.
Altamont does a good job. Boy, I thought he traveled there.
Looked like it. Extra step there. Lindsay has it knocked away by Johnson.
Johnson got a little bit of Lindsay too.
Yeah.
And the ref sees it, calls it. Gonna take the ball out on the side for Altamont. They're gonna run a little line play out of bounds.
Lamborn's gonna come out, and
often when a team plays man-to-man and they put that pressure in there, these plays work really well against man-to-man.
Kason Giles replaces him. Brayman will check in, replacing Christensen for the Longhorns.
And it's just a play to get the ball in.
Hansen's gonna fire up a three-pointer, and it's
a little heat check for Hansen. Late in the game, or late in the quarter. Hey, that's the end of the first quarter, Merlin. We're gonna take a break. Be right back to the start of the second quarter.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
All right, we're back here at the Hook'em Longhorns, Altamont High School. Principal Dean Wilson getting the rowdies going here. Altamont is coming alive. The fans are happy. They're throwing rally towels out. And playing some pretty good basketball, Merlin.
Yes, indeed. They're playing a lot better ball right now.
Down by 1 in the first quarter, but a close quarter.
Layton will go into Hansen, poked away by Polson. And Polson will get it off to Spencer. And Spencer throws it up, looking for the foul, didn't get it.
Looking to get bailed out. And everything he threw up felt like it was going to go in the first quarter, so he thought that one was going to go easy.
Yep. Hansen kicks it off to Lindsay. Now to Zach on a little pick and roll. No good, but Bremen with the offensive rebound. Fouled as he puts it in.
Boy, that was good defense and great offense. Lindsay does a great job on the. You don't see that on the L&L replay. You see the rebound and putback, which is great, but the give and go from Lindsay to Hansen was fantastic.
I believe they called that on Giles. It'll be his second. And Bremen's free throw is good. So a 2-point lead now for the Longhorns. Giles
trying to direct traffic all the time. You know, he likes doing it the way coach wants it done.
Over to Polson. Now to Giles, back to Giles.
Thought they were going
now
to
to Polson. And inside to Lewis.
Spencer
and
gets
Spencer.
a free look, and it's in and out. The Altamont fans quite like that. Duchesne's like, wait a minute, that was 3 points for us.
Weston Polson pokes that away. You know, watching this game a year ago, Weston Polson is one of those guys that's just a glue guy. He doesn't really show up in the stat column that often, but he does everything.
But he's a workhorse.
He's a pest on defense, pokes the ball away, he rebounds, he just does all the little things. He's a guy you love to have out there.
And you hate to play against.
Yes, exactly. Bremen gets it into Christensen, and
a little wild on the pass due to the great defense of Jarrett Spencer.
And now going to Giles. Johnson goes to Lewis. He'll fire up a three-pointer, and it is good.
Boy, there was no thought. It was just a shot.
I believe that's the first shot Lewis has been able to get off tonight.
But when he came around that corner,
he was ready to shoot it.
He was ready to shoot it. He looked like a Steph Curry shot.
Yep. Lindsay works it across to Rust. Rust calls out the play. And gets it inside to Devin. And Devin's going to be fouled.
You know, the refs are calling it quite tight, and I do believe that goes in the favor of the home team. But a very tight called game right here. Russ going to run a play from underneath. And you see him slap the ball, and they're going to try to get one in tight.
And
they need to get it in. They're going to call it quick, 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
And tough to anticipate where to go with that when the play takes so long to develop. Good defense on Duchesne's part.
Giles on the wing. Spencer now to Johnson. And Lamborn will now work. Out to Giles. He'll fake the three. Now drive. Gets cut off. Goes back to Spencer. He steps in and puts a shot up and in. 15 of the 20 scored by Jarrett Spencer here in this first half for the Longhorns.
And smart play for him to just get in. You know, he missed a couple, and his heat check was over. And that's going to be a charge. And that's a rough one. He's not even looking. You know, he's throwing the ball back, Merlin, and that was just a tough call. Probably the right call, but here you see on the L&L replay, he's not even looking.
No, he's passing the ball back to Christensen, and unfortunately for the Longhorns, Christensen hits the three-pointer, but no good. So it'll be the Eagles with the ball on a 3-point lead. They'll go to Johnson on that wing. He'll fire up a three-pointer. It's going to be off the rim.
That's
Lindsay
good rebounding.
Knocks it over to Hansen.
Just a good box out from Lindsay.
Long pass to Layton.
They're just getting it up ahead of that pressure, and I think they've worked on that. You can tell they've worked on that all week.
Down into Rust, and Rust's shot's going to be blocked away.
Good rebound.
He gets it back.
Pulls that back. You know, he in there with the towers. Probably about the shortest guy on the floor.
And he's heard that a time or two.
They don't care.
Nope, he's got the heart of a champion, though, that kid. Knocked away by Lamborn and stolen. And Lamborn going to have it.
Hansen looking to foul and doesn't. Oh,
Nice.
my goodness. That is a great pass. We got to see that on the L&L replay here. And you see just coming in. Now there's my buddy. We're going to go behind the back. You got to foul him to stop him or we're scoring. Great play.
Lamborn will be shooting 2 off of a great pass from Johnson.
Johnson with the big highlight there. Duchesne knocking down free throws.
And Hansen picks up his second, so he will take a seat, and Brayman will come in and replace him. So Lamborn will have one more. 4-point lead the Eagles have opened up. And off, Brayman with the board.
Altamont needs a basket to go in for him here.
Layton gets it across to Christensen. Christensen picks it up, goes to Lindsay. Lindsay kicks it off to Layton, 3-pointer up, and no good. However, Riley Brayman with the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled.
And Duchesne fans are like, what? I didn't do anything. You see number 11, who is that, Chad Lewis?
Yeah, I believe that's who they called it on.
Yeah, and he's holding his hands up like, what'd I do? And they didn't call it on him.
They gave it to Lamborn, so Brayman will be shooting 2. He is 1 of 2, and that one missed, so he's 1 of 3 now from the free throw line.
That's the difference in the game. Missed them both.
1 for 4 for Riley from the line. Johnson has it knocked away by Christensen. He saves it to Lamborn, and Lamborn drives. Brayman comes away with the rebound.
Great rebound, good positioning. Russ going to push the ball, going right to the hole.
Floater, no good. Strong rebound by Lamborn. Quickly to Spencer. Spencer gets it back, throws it cross court to Lewis, now to Johnson. Lewis will fire up another 3-pointer. It's short, rebound by Lindsay.
Long shot, long rebound, right to Lindsay's hand.
Lindsay has it stolen away by Johnson. Johnson gonna push, and he's gonna be called for a travel.
They're gonna call that traveling.
Just couldn't quite get over the ball to get it to Lewis.
No, and he does a good job there. Little 30-second timeout.
Make some noise for your Altamont Angels.
You can hear Principal Dean Wilson in the background. Hey, one of our great sponsors, Ashley Regional, making communities healthier. Dr. Burke Young and Dr. Adam Madsen providing orthopedic care at Ashley Regional. Need a family physician? Visit our website at ashleyregional.com for a list of all our physicians. Like to thank all our sponsors. Make sure you get out there and let them know you heard about them here on this great coverage of VTV High School Sports. Good game we got going here, Merlin.
It's a good game. 4-point lead for the Eagles. We talked about their earlier matchup this year, a 55-51 victory for the Eagles. That was played end of last year. I believe it was the 29th of December down in Duchesne, where Lewis went off for 27. He has just 3 so far here in the first half. It's been Spencer who has scored 15.
And you see the coaches there at the timeout, and Coach Watson giving some good instruction, working at Coach Hoops, just pumping his kids up, telling them get in there, get it done.
Rust will bring it across for the Longhorns. Going to be checked by number 25. That's Young. First time in the game for him. Brayman goes to Lindsay, back
inside
into
out, back
Brayman.
Inside, back out.
Christensen fires up the 3-pointer, just long offensive rebound by Rust. His shot no good. Lewis comes away with it. Goes to Spencer, back to Lewis. Lewis drives, has it poked away, and
stays.
It's going to stay with
and you see Principal Wilson trying to be a ref and a principal all at the same time.
Multitasking, right?
Yes. I can breathe and talk.
Grell,
I can't do anything more than that.
Grell and Paulson will come back in. Lewis will inbound. He has to go out to Johnson. That's Lewis, back to Johnson. Paulson
really the only guy on the floor, not just looking to shoot it every time he touches it. And then I go ahead and speak it.
And there it is.
He's just looking to score when he shoots.
Yep.
He shoots to kill.
Yep. Got it there on the baseline and able to put it in. Opens up a 6-point lead for the Eagles. Rust will work to Lindsay. Lindsay going to work off of a screen. Goes to the cutting Brayman. His left-handed shot is up and no good. However, offensive rebound by Christensen. He misses and
They're going to call a jump ball.
jump ball.
Going Duchesne's way.
So again, that's Polson on the floor doing the dirty work.
So you see Altamont coming down there. They're getting those offensive rebounds and just putting it back without even taking a second thought. If they'll take a half a second longer, those shots are going to go in.
Yeah.
And then you have Spencer. He just kind of become a passer here the last little bit since Lindsay's just guarding him way out there.
Polson's feeling it. His shot no good. Rebound there by Parker Rust.
Made the last one, figure I'll take the next one.
Amazing what confidence will do for you. Parker goes to Devin. Devin's going to work off a screen. And Polson pokes it away on a little give and go.
Lindsay getting a little too predictable on that give and go. It's worked so well, and now Polson says, oh, if you're going to do that, I know that's what's coming when you get the ball, and he rolls off you.
Rust to Lindsay now. Lindsay has it knocked as he went to Layton. He was knocked away by Lewis. Cody hasn't gotten many opportunities as Lewis has been checking him on the defensive end. That's Lewis with the ball, goes to Polson.
And you see they're really guarding Spencer now. And a traveling underneath.
That's going to be on Grail.
I think they've called more traveling in this game than anything else.
Yeah.
I wonder if the floor's a little slick. Looks like we're going to have a timeout.
It'll be a 30.
Going to be a full. Are they sitting or not?
I think he
30?
said 30. So, of course, they did that last time, and then they went to a full. So,
so we'll take. We'll just talk about a couple of our sponsors. So Moon Lake Electric in operation since 1938. Owned by the people they serve, Moon Lake is a cooperative, not privately owned. Providing power to the area since 1938. Find and like them on Facebook.
23-17 the score. The Eagles with a 6-point lead. We got 1:33 to go here in the first half. Johnson, Spencer, Lewis, Polson, and Grail
2-2-1 full court press
on the
by
court
Duchesne.
for the Eagles.
And they're going to let him bring it in and just kind of back that press off.
Layton
It was
will
a fake press,
go
or
back
a slow
to
you down
Rust.
press.
Rust will get it across. Nice pass on the cut by Layton. His shot is no good, rebounded by Polson. Polson now goes off to Spencer. Spencer goes to Johnson. Johnson tried to get it into Grell. Knocked away, he gets it back. Now he gets it into Grell. And the shot up, no good.
He didn't complain, looked like he got hit on the elbow. Ref standing right there, so probably got it right.
Christensen with the rebound, he goes to Rust. And Johnson
reaching in.
Pick up his second foul.
That's a pretty hard foul too.
Well, as I mentioned, he and Rust grew up as best friends. They're having a good, healthy competition out there as Parker will now go to the line.
Longhorns need these free throws to go in.
Parker nails it, his first point of the night.
And the Longhorns hadn't scored for a long time right there. And ending this quarter, going into halftime, is going to help them.
And second one, perfect for Rust as well. Little pressure now by the Longhorns and a foul by Rust.
Rust just takes it, Spencer out. Spencer gets up and is like, what's that all about?
Lamborn's going to come back in for Grail.
Ooh, he landed right on the ball. They smile at each other.
That'll hurt.
Chicks dig it when he does that.
Polson to Spencer. Now to Giles.
Run a little clock off, see if they can't get it down. About 45 seconds left.
Polson, he'll go to Lamborn. Back to Giles. That's Polson. Now we'll go to Giles.
Not really looking to shoot it, looking to waste some clock. See if they can get the last shot of the half. And Altamont content to let them have the ball up top. They're going to stay packed in low.
4-point lead. Giles with
now
15
two of them
seconds.
going to go pressure.
They get it to Lewis, now to Giles. And Giles is going to be called for a travel.
With 10 seconds left, so they try to run the clock down, see if they can get the last shot of the half. Doesn't work out for them, so Altamont's likely going to get the last shot of the half. Duchesne throws the last second sub in.
Coach Hoop's going to get Grail in to get Lamborn out. Lamborn has 2 fouls, doesn't want him to pick up his third.
Great coaching decision right there. Quite important.
Lindsay will go to Rust. Rust crosses
over.
And floater
and
is
teardrop.
Good. Parker Rust. And a long 3/4 short by Polson.
We got a basketball game, folks.
2-point lead for the Eagles as we go into halftime.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with some highlights of the game.
We're going to start a new tradition. Every halftime, we're going to have all...
At Moon Lake Electric, we are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Founded in 1946 by the Savage family with a single truck, today, Savage is the leader in supply chain management solutions that are tailored to meet the needs of our customers across a variety of industries. We are a proud sponsor of high school sports coverage and the community here in the Uinta Basin.
We're back here at Altamont High School where the fans and alumni alike are working on the school song. Those of you who don't know it, time to learn it. Principal Dean Wilson said, let's get everybody up. It is what we're doing. And there you see him. Maybe they're not singing it. Maybe they're just playing it through once.
Practice run. Some of first half totals for the Eagles. The big scorer was Spencer. He had 15 of the 23 points scored by the Eagles in that first half. Chad Lewis had a 3-pointer, and Cade Lamborn had 3 points as well. He had a 3-point play the old-fashioned way, hit a layup, and then was fouled and hit the free throw. And then Weston Polson with 2 points. So Spencer, the key for the Eagles in that first half, as the Longhorns try and did a nice job in the first half of taking Lewis away, as Lewis scored 27 the last time these two teams met. But Spencer has been able to pick up the slack for the Longhorn, or for the Eagles.
Yeah, Spencer was feeling it, you know, and they were letting him shoot and letting him score. And then coach took a timeout and said no more. And after that, I believe he only scored 2 more points. Yep. His coach, I think, said, hey, let's get everybody else involved because it's too easy to stop a one-man show. Yeah. So good coaching by both teams, keeping the game close. Yep. Hey, we've got some highlights coming up. Let's take a look at some of these highlights and see what the first half was all about. Brought to you by L&L Motor.
Christensen with the basket there. Nice pass into Hansen. There's a Spencer with a 3-pointer.
Another 3-pointer. Here you see
3-pointer number 2. And there's Lewis coming off that screen, hitting a big 3. And there's Rust with a little teardrop floater.
That floater to end the half was just a good bucket. Little guy just running in against the big boys and knocking it down.
Pretty balanced scoring for the Longhorns in the first half. Riley Brayman with 5 points led the attack for the Longhorns. Zach Hansen had 4, had 2 buckets, as did Cleo Christensen. And Parker Rust, he had a bucket, that last one we just saw, to end the first half. He also had 2 free throws right before that for 4 points. And then Devin Lindsay had a bucket, as did Cody Layton. So just four guys to score for the Eagles. The Longhorns have 6 guys in the scoring column. So pretty balanced for the Longhorns. And I would suspect the Eagles will definitely work on getting Lewis more involved here in the second half.
Yeah, he needs to. You know, doing the work last game, he's going to have to do a little more work this game.
Spencer come in averaging just over 7, nearly 7.5 a game. He's already doubled that here in the first half. So Lewis is averaging 15 a game, and he was held to just 3. So I think that'll probably switch and change around for the Eagles.
And either way, it worked in the favor of the Eagles. They're up by 2. Hey, while they're doing a little bit of this hat giveaway, let's hear a word from a few of our sponsors. We'll be back with a little more talk about the first half and ready for the second half.
Dr. Carl Breitenbach, Dr. Rod Anderson, Dr. John Griffith, Dr. Daniel Kwok, and Dr. Ethan Pettit. All part of the great team for obstetric and newborn care at Ashley Regional Medical Center. Our obstetric team has over 80 years of combined experience in delivering your baby and working closely with a highly trained team of obstetrical nurses. Our pediatrics team can treat newborns at 34 weeks and older in our Level 2 NICU, providing you with the opportunity to stay close to home with your friends and family to support you. Our new Women's Center, opening in 2018, will provide the latest in amenities for your comfort and quality of care. Worried about costs? Our new Storks program can provide you with the help you may need. You can ask any of our providers for more information. You can trust the care at Ashley Regional for you and your newborn. Ashley Regional, making communities healthier.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
On the current episode of Wild Air, Blake Finn takes us along on his archery deer hunt. Then we follow the DWR as they release some turkeys in the Brook Cliffs. All of this on the latest episode of Wild Air.
At Moon Lake Electric, we are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Founded in 1946 by the Savage family with a single truck, today, Savage is the leader in supply chain management solutions that are tailored to meet the needs of our customers across a variety of industries. We are a proud sponsor of high school sports coverage and the community here in the Uinta Basin.
Let's do this thing. Welcome back to the core, your Longhorns.
Dr. Carl Breitenbach, Dr. Rod Anderson, Dr. John Griffith, Dr. Daniel Kwok, and Dr. Ethan Pettit. All part of the great team for obstetric and newborn care at Ashley Regional Medical Center. Our obstetric team has over 80 years of combined experience in delivering your baby and working closely with a highly trained team of obstetrical nurses. Our pediatrics team can treat newborns at 34 weeks and older in our Level 2 NICU, providing you with the opportunity to stay close to home with your friends and family to support you. Our new Women's Center, opening in 2018, will provide the latest in amenities for your comfort and quality of care. Worried about costs? Our new Storks program can provide you with the help you may need. You can ask any of our providers for more information. You can trust the care at Ashley Regional for you and your newborn. Ashley Regional, making communities healthier.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
At Moon Lake Electric, we are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Welcome back to Altamont High School. Third quarter action about to get underway. Duchesne leads by 2. A real good barn burner going tonight, Merlin.
Has been a very good game. Not really a whole lot of foul trouble. Duchesne's got 3 guys with 2, and the Longhorns have 1 guy with 2, and a couple guys with just 1. So
there you see Coach Hoops just focusing in, and Altamont with the ball to start this second half. Lindsay, bell high dribble up top.
Goes over to Rust. Back down into Devon. Left-handed shot up, no good.
Boy, it looked good, just didn't finish good.
Giles using that quickness. And his shot is no good. Strong rebound there by Hansen. Rust behind the back. Dribble goes to Lindsay. Nice entry pass to Brayman, and he finishes. Lewis will bring it down for the Eagles. He goes off to Giles. Now into Polson.
Inside out. Oh, he wasn't quite ready to shoot. I thought Giles was going to let that one fly.
Lamborn, he's going to fire up a 3-pointer, and they're going to say no.
foul first.
Is that going to be on Lewis?
Not sure who he called that on. We'll get it.
Spencer. Going to be second one on Spencer.
Again, that's that off ball where we're not really watching what happened.
Lindsay will go to Rust. Back up top to Devin. And he's going to be called for a
little carry.
carry.
Just turned that over, and again, they're calling it tight all the way, both sides.
Tie ball game as it's 23-23.
Neither team able to get a significant lead. Duchesne had about a 6-point lead for a while off of the hot shooting of
Spencer.
Jarrett.
There's going to be a foul as Lindsay fouls Lewis. It'll be 2 on Devin. Devin's really done a nice job of, he's drawn the assignment of covering Lewis, and he's done a really nice job. There's an inbound pass to Lamborn, and his shot no good. Hansen had it, and it's knocked away, and Lindsay gets it. Rust with a long cross-court pass to Layton. 3-point shot blocked. I believe that was Lewis. Lamborn comes down with it. Lewis now off to Spencer.
Two people getting on him.
Goes to Lewis, and Lewis tried to get it to Polson. Polson wasn't looking, goes out of bounds.
You know, Merlin, that's a zig and a zag. One guy's thinking one way, one guy's thinking the other. It looks a lot worse than it was. Just a miscommunication out there.
Rust back to Lindsay, now back to Rust. Way out high. Lindsay kicks it to Rust.
It's an interesting dynamic between Lindsay and Rust. Oh, in and out, rattles one. Rust brings the ball up, and then he hands it to Lindsay to get the assists.
Yeah. Lewis, a little hesitation. He will drive and shoot, no good.
Starting to feel the effects of not scoring early.
Long pass, and 2 Longhorns there. That was Hansen and Layton. Neither one of them able
Again,
to
that was
catch it.
kind of a zig and a zag. Those two weren't looking for it, and Russ is like, hey,
you're open.
I threw the ball.
So a little rough, a little choppy to start this third quarter for both teams. Giles, and it's
a little soccer action.
That's definitely a kick there by Rust.
Hey, Savage is proud to sponsor VTV's coverage of live high school sports, specifically basketball. Savage, one of our great sponsors. Appreciate them. And nice move. And should have got a 2-and-1 because he got hammered.
Giles, nice behind the back move, and then he's able to finish. Hansen with the pass from Rust, and he's able to.
And he just, 2 guys pushing the ball. Point guards on each end.
Keeps it at 25. That's going to be Spencer. He got nowhere to go. He gets bailed out.
The reach from behind, he gets bailed out. Ran into a wall of Longhorns.
Call that on Layton. Cody's first. Over to Spencer. Spencer getting it down into Lamborn. Lamborn has it blocked out of bounds by Hansen.
You know, in the crowd erupts and goes a little crazy, and Hansen's a little down about that, but it's still his ball.
Yep.
You know, that block is just fantastic, but stays with the home. Oh, and that's a great play.
Nice.
Oh, and just a bad.
Then he's going to get
just
the foul.
a bad luck for him on that.
That's going to be 3 on Lamborn.
You know, and he gets just a bad luck block. Still his ball, makes a great play, misses it, and probably makes the not top 10 list.
You see that a lot. Out of that frustration of missing that easy one, and then you just reach down and grab the guy. So Grail will replace Lamborn.
With 3 fouls, he's going to take some bench time.
Into Hansen. Hansen kicks it off to Russ. 3-pointer up for Parker. It is no good. Grail with the rebound. Giles.
Parker's just slightly off on his shot tonight. And he pushes from behind as he gets behind Giles. Hey, another one of our great sponsors. You'll see right here, L&L Monster Replay as it reaches around. And he doesn't do much fouling. It just looks like a foul. Spencer into Giles. The tall look and the rebound. Good hustle play by Paulson. The yeoman work for Duchesne.
Spencer holds it high out. Now goes to Giles. Inside to Polson, and be fouled while he's down.
Yeah, that was definitely a foul before the whistle blew before he got up.
Be on Christensen.
Boy, not much of a foul there.
No.
I just don't see the
No.
foul.
No.
In fact, you know, it's a little lighter than they've been calling all night long.
Polson loses it, but Lewis able to get it and go to Giles. Now Giles works inside, passes off to Grail. Grail's going to be blocked.
And you know that's going to be called because you're going to hit some arm, you're going to hit some body. His lower hand kind of touches him.
Yep.
Tough not to call that. And he gets pretty clean on the actual block, but he fouls him in 3 other places. So.
That's 3 on Hansen.
Strata Networks is proud to be your local wireless provider. Right now, get a 4G smartphone for $0 down. An upgrade is in as early as 1 year with Strata Plus. Learn more at stratanetworks.com.
Lindsay and Hansen will come out. Brayman and Cooper Rust, Parker's younger brother, will come into the game for the Longhorns. Grail's second one, no good. Cody Layton comes in for the rebound. He gets it off to Parker. Down here in the corner, Parker goes into Brayman. Brayman gets it out to Layton. Now to Parker. Parker drives,
And he gets
floater.
hammered by Paulson. And you know, I think he's going to make that, so it's not a bad foul.
Yep.
He made the last teardrop, and here you'll see on the LNO replay. Just comes in with a little teardrop and lots of pressure from Paulson.
Parker 2 for 2 on the night from the line.
A couple important free throws coming. Doing his work from the line, Rust is.
He gets the first.
To knot it back up at 26s.
Johnson will come in for Polson.
You see these guys on the screen with the flag. They've been waving it all night, cheering on their Longhorns.
Rust hits them both. Quickly they get it down to Grail. Now out to Giles. He'll fire up a three-pointer. No good.
Long
Johnson,
shot, long rebound.
it's the rebound. He'll reset to Giles. Giles slips and has it
Stumbles into Altamont.
stolen away by Christensen.
Almost gets it back there.
Christensen goes to Rust. That's Cooper Rust with the shot. Spencer comes down with the board. Long pass to Grail.
And they
Grail
push
shot
it.
is
Grail
up and
does
good.
a great job to avoid a charge. Gets around the Altamont player and just scores it up.
Christensen ends up with the pass. Now back to Rust. Rust with a good little fake, and again that floater is good off
Floater
the
with
glass.
the bank. Opens up the bank late at night. Back and forth we go.
Johnson to Giles. Now back to Johnson. Over to Lewis. Lewis being guarded there by Cooper Rust. He will drive.
No basket.
No, they're going to say he was
Gonna
fouled
say he was fouled,
before.
but definitely going to be a three-point play in the NBA. Here you'll see on the LNL Monster replays. He's fouled right there, and they called it before he got up. But, boy, that could have gone the other way, too.
I'll tell you, Cooper, number 22, he's definitely not afraid of contact. He's Parker's younger brother. You notice I didn't say little brother. His
Yes.
younger brother.
Yes.
Giles going to fire up a three-pointer.
And it's
in
in and
out.
out again.
Layton. We've had a couple for both sides here in this third quarter. Quickly to Brayman, stolen away by Johnson. Now poked away by Brayman, and they're going to get him for the foul.
And he trips him from behind, and everyone goes a little crazy on the other side of the field or the court. And here you'll see on the LNL replay that he definitely does get ball and leg, and that's a foul. In soccer, that's a yellow card.
And we do call him soccer player, so. Spencer shot up, no good. Contact, but it wasn't called. Layton will come away with it. Layton will push. He's going to get fouled by Giles.
We're not for a foul. Duchesne had a steal there. That was number 11. Chad Lewis. Just gonna.
That'll be Lindsay that'll take it. He's guarded there by Spencer. Goes to Rust. Rust. Bumped there by Lewis. He gets away, and they're going to call a charge.
It can't be a charge.
No.
The guy's moving underneath him as he goes to shoot it.
And I think the outside official here is going to
You'll see right there, he's sliding in there. He's definitely not set. And
whoa.
And they're going to agree with each other. You know, when you see that on the L&L replay, you can argue either way. One kid's out of control and one kid's sliding. Call a jump ball.
Yeah.
That's what they do in a girls' game.
Or a travel.
They do that in this game.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of traveling in this game.
A lot of travel.
Probably nerves on those travels as much as anything. But we're into the heart of the game now. Oh.
That was another travel. That one was legit.
That was the commentator jinx. Sorry about that, Duchesne.
Grail there with the extra step.
He's going to knock you out for talking about traveling like that.
There's Christensen.
Oh, there was another travel.
One. Into Rust. Rust to Brayman. Brayman's shot is up and good.
How was there no foul, and how did he make that shot? Good defense, good offense. Yep. That's how.
Knocked away.
Jared Spencer loses the handle on it.
Quickly to Rust. Rust inside the lane.
Great defense. Look at the effort. Flying in from nowhere. Was that?
And there's going to be a bump on Lindsay, and that'll be.
Hey, we got to see that on the L&L replay. We got Ammon. Ammon just goes flying in here. No thought for life or limb. And he gets the ball. Great steal. Giles going hard. Lindsay's just going to, hey, no harm, no foul. Let Giles go get a bucket there. But they've been calling it tight all night, so.
Hansen with his 3 fouls is going to replace Layton. That's Hansen and Lindsay both with 3 on the court for the Longhorns.
And Giles getting heckled by the fans of Altamont.
His first
he
shot
says,
is
so
good.
what? Knocks that down like he owns the joint. Coach says to his assistant, that the kid that had the ball? We don't want him shooting free throws, apparently, he says. Nice shot, Giles.
The second shot is good.
Rattles
as well.
it in.
Jaron Mortensen going to check in. He'll replace Giles.
Going to rest Giles, get him ready for the fourth quarter because they're going to need him. It's a 1-point ball game. Longhorns with the ball.
Lindsay inside to Hansen. Back to Lindsay.
Inside, outside.
Works to Christensen. 3-pointer up and good.
Boy,
12.
He wasn't even square. He shot that sideways, Merlin.
As we close out the
sideways.
third. Lewis going to fire a 3. It's no good.
And there's
Brayman
a battle
up
for the
high,
board.
And Lamborn comes away with it. We're going to have a foul down.
Going to call the foul on the
I
ground.
think it'll be on Christensen, his second.
Number 31 is going to be the shooter.
We shoot 1-on-1.
Hey, that's just a good hustle foul. Good job by Duchesne to be getting on that. This is a great game right now. 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Lamborn is 1 for 1 from the line earlier. And hits that one.
Some clutch free throws from both teams tonight. We're going to get a substitution in. And a lot of rest here for some of the fourth quarter players. Going to get them ready for the final push. 3-point game, down to a 2-point game.
And Lamborn will come out. Grail will come back in.
You know,
that's going to be Giles, Cason Giles.
My guess here is that Rust is just going to push this down. Is he going to try to get one play? Yeah, he's going to go for one play. Coach says just get one.
30 seconds to go.
And they're going to hold it up top. And we saw Duchesne do this in the first half and lose possession and give the last bucket, because they made it, to Altamont, and that is the difference in the game, that 2 points. So down with 10 seconds left, time to start your play. Coach says, get it going.
Layton gonna fire it up.
Boy,
No
Layton
good.
just looked off Rust. And they're gonna get
It's gonna be Longhorn ball, they say.
a 1 second shot, maybe 1.2 looks like. And what do they have? Did Coach call this up? They got something? They got a little play here they're running.
Lindsey
Rust.
gonna go into Rust. He'll fire up a three.
Oh, and it's so close to going in. And that ends the third quarter. We're gonna take a quarter break. See you in a minute.
We gotta finish this thing, lunatics. How do you feel?
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
All right, we're back here at Altamont High School where the Longhorns lead Duchesne by 2. Both coaches giving their last bit of advice at the quarter break. And the Longhorn crowd is going nuts. Principal Wilson has the kids going, and you know, you've got all the high school kids, and then, boy, you've got a stack of younger kids. Just the traditions that are starting to just really grow here. Very impressive.
Spencer with the ball for the Eagles. He'll go off to Grail.
Spencer just
back.
needs to shoot a little more, I think. He was on fire. And they're
And
going to call
Lewis.
they're going to call that a dirty foul, a little dirty screen. Looked like just good hard screen to me, but they are calling it tight tonight. Altamont with the ball.
It's on Giles. It's Kason Giles. And Hansen's.
Basically the same play on the other
Yep.
end, and he just set it up and did not touch him.
No.
Waited for him to hit him.
Zach pivots, and they're going to call a walk.
Boy, you know, the underneath official needs to call that foul.
Yeah.
You'll see here as he goes, he's hacked right there. Man, about the same time he traveled,
Yep.
so it could have been either call.
2-point game. The Eagles trail. Spencer with the ball. Into Lewis now, off to Spencer. Spencer will drive.
Boy.
And Hansen with the block, but Lamborn there.
Lamborn with an important
follow.
putback.
Lindsey goes into Bremen. Paulson nearly knocked it away, and then he does steal it away. And then we're going to have
And then
a
he
travel.
travels. And again, could have been a foul call there.
Yep.
So kind of goes both directions. You know, one team thinks it should be a foul, another team thinks it should be a travel. Coach Hoop says, let's take a big full timeout. We'll take a break as well. See you in a minute.
At Moon Lake Electric, we are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
back at Altamont High School. Knotted up at 34 with Duchesne. Altamont with the ball.
Into Hanson. Now back to Rust.
Rust puts a fist up, says, let's run fist.
Gonna go to Lindsay. Lindsay will work off a screen. Now he'll go to Hanson. Baseline jumper, no good. Johnson pulls it down for the Longhorns.
They get a pretty good shot off of it. Oh, and the
Lewis, no good on
Lewis
the
says, you know what,
three-pointer.
I'm gonna shoot this thing. I just have not scored enough points today.
Russ gonna take it coast to coast, and Lamborn will block his shot. It'll stay with the Longhorns.
You know, I like the confidence of that kid. Just goes right in amongst the big boys. Says, I'm gonna try, see what I can do. Keeps you honest, playing defense on him.
Lindsay will take that inbounds pass. Now he goes into Bremen, and Bremen is gonna be fouled.
Boy, I thought he called it out of bounds.
I did too.
That was really close to touching the out of bounds line. And nope, it's a foul.
I believe that's on Johnson.
That'll be their 6th foul, so next one's free throws.
Goes into Hanson. Hanson off to Lindsay. Now to Rust. Rust will drive, put the shot up, and it's no good.
Rust
Batted
is
around.
not afraid to shoot, is he?
With the rebound, Layton will now drive, and he will put up the little jumper and roll it in. Cody Layton.
Little confidence builder shot there.
Lewis off to Spencer, now into back out to Johnson.
Polson content to be a passing assist guy. They're going to call a foul down low before the shot, and I'm telling you, this tight calling.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to know how. I mean, he's just barely touching him. And I think Duchesne might want no foul called there.
Yeah. They're saying that's 4 on Bremen.
So he's going to come out, take a little rest. He's like, wait a minute. I didn't touch him, coach.
I only had him with 3, but
you're not the official
I'm not
book.
the official book, am I? So Lamborn is 3 for 3. Make that 4 for 4 from the line.
And he's got one more coming to see if he can tie it up at 36s.
You know, it's a big asset as a big man to be able to get up there and knock those free throws down. And he missed.
Commentator Jinx came to him.
Lindsay.
Oh, and the 2-2-1 pressure.
A little pressure here. Rust.
See how they can handle it, and it's just called so tight. You almost can't put that pressure on. You put a kid like Rust on the free throw line. What is he? 4 for 4?
Yeah. Yep, he is. Yeah, he's 4 for 4.
So you put a kid like that on the line, and it's tough to put that pressure in the backcourt like you want to.
Spencer will come back in for Young. Foul was on Young. That'll put Parker at the line to shoot 1-on-1. Little issue, looked like they called it on 35, which I don't see a 35 for. It was actually 25. So
I think they went and corrected the book.
Rust misses that
front end, and it goes the
go
other way.
Out of bounds. Looked like Hanson knocks it out. Lewis to inbound. Go to Giles. 1-point lead for the Longhorns. Lamborn works off to Giles. Giles out to Polson, now back to Giles, working on the baseline. Gets it inside to Lamborn, and Lamborn travels.
He's like, come on, ref, what'd I do?
I think that's 4 or 5 that they've called on Lamborn tonight for that same thing.
And it's just their theme, you know, and you kind of got to play to the refs. If they're gonna call that, you got to just tighten that up. You don't have as much movement as you normally would.
Hanson will go out to Christensen. Christensen with the head fake. Back to Layton, 3-pointer up for Cody, and it's good.
Wow. You know, in a game where 3 kids are passing shots up, and
we got here?
Not really sure. The refs called something. We're trying to figure it out. Trying to fix something here. Not really sure.
I don't know what that was all about. A free timeout, basically, is what it ended up being.
Wow, that was interesting.
That was.
And I'm not sure if the referee's like, hey, coach, you got to back off. You can't be where you are, not coach, but principal. And he's locked, cocked, and ready to rock, so you better back off, ref.
Lewis will drive. Call a foul, but it'll be before the shot.
Gonna call it as he's going in. And
I believe it'll be Christensen.
So, if they, who'd they call it on?
They called it
Number
on
10?
Christensen, yeah.
And he stood there. There was no foul on Christian. That's a bad call.
Yeah,
that was almost a call back. I don't know.
I don't know.
That was a horrible call. He stood there and didn't move. Maybe they just got it on the wrong person. I'm not sure.
Going to shoot two regardless.
Oftentimes when you watch that, it looked like to me it was the other kid from behind that got the foul. So likely should have been a foul, but tough to get your third call when you're just standing there. Nice shooting. Two important free throws for Duchesne.
Cuts it to a 2-point lead. Layton cross court to Rust.
Rust crossed over.
Has
Giles
knocked away. He's able to get it back. Maybe they're going to have a jump ball. As Lamborn and Christensen on the floor.
It's going to stay with the Longhorns.
4:39 to go here in the game.
And just a good battle, good call. I like the jump call there. Layton. Oh, little step back. Drops a dime on the bucket. Altamont wanting revenge for the last game, and Duchesne just holding in there.
Lewis going to fire up a three-pointer short, no good, follows, gets his own rebound.
Lewis is like, I just passed it to myself on this one. Score is 41-39, 2-point game.
Christensen short.
Christensen
Lamborn.
Little rushed on that shot.
Lamborn, nobody's going to pick him up. He's just going to take it all the way down and miss. And Hansen will track it down.
Whew.
Get it off to Rust.
What a barn burner we got going now.
And Coach Watson's going to take a timeout.
Coach Eric Watson doing a great job with his kids. Had them ready to play tonight against a team they lost to earlier this year. Moon Lake Electric, owned by the people they serve. Moon Lake is a cooperative, not privately owned. Providing power to the area since 1938. Find and like them on Facebook. And don't forget about Savage. Savage is proud to sponsor VTV's coverage of live high school basketball. Merlin, what a great game.
It's been a good one.
You know, big thanks to our sponsors to bring this coverage. I've said it a million times, but my great memory that I had of high school basketball was a cassette player. I played for about 14 minutes in that game, and I just played it over and over again until it was gone. And these kids will have this in today's technology for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
The old grandpa saying this when I played, son. And that guy right there has a chance to be a big part of the future here, as much as he is the present right now.
Yeah. He's done a great job getting people excited.
And setting traditions in place. And it's a thing that it's hard to do. It's hard to have that foresight to see years down the road, and that's what he's done.
He's changed the culture. Layton works to Rust. Rust will now go back to Lindsay.
And both handling the rock well.
Cody Layton from the corner,
three-pointer,
good.
Downtown, Cody Brown. What's his name?
Cody Layton.
Cody Layton.
That's 2 in a row for Cody.
Cody just draining. And you know what? They put Lindsay man on, man, and whoo.
Lewis is going to go back to free throw line.
They almost didn't call it. Lewis said, I am going to take over right now. And he went in hard, got fouled hard. Going to have to earn him at the line.
They called that on Christensen again. I thought it was Hansen, but they went with Christensen, and Lewis knocks down a free throw, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe for Lewis.
And I think both of them fouled, so that's a fair call. Since I think that, it means it's fair, right?
And he busts another one. So 4 of 4 for Lewis.
Lewis is saying, no, it's my time. And I waited till now, and it's going to be here.
Lewis was 6 here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, and Lindsay does a great job kind of getting what they're looking for, but they turned over. Oh, and they're going to go full court, man-to-man. Full court pressure, man-to-man. Just don't want Lindsay to have the ball is kind of what Coach said. Don't get off him at all. And he looks over at his coach and says, what do you want me to do here?
Giles, drive, put the shot up. And
Giles hanging in there. It's a 1-point game.
4 straight for the Eagles. Layton off a screen, short on the three-pointer.
And that's his third little heat check for him. Giles going to push it all the way.
Nice pass to Lamborn. And that will give the Longhorns the lead.
The Longhorns had the lead.
The Eagles
gave it up to the Eagles.
So 6 unanswered for the Eagles against the Longhorns.
A little poise here, waiting for a good look. And they do a good job inside. See what they got.
Layton will drive, shoot, no good. Christensen with the board. Turnaround shot, no good. Lewis up high for the Eagles.
And he's not going to give the ball up. He's going to take it all the way in. I can tell you, he has it in his eye right now.
And stolen away by Lindsay.
Lindsay says, no, you don't.
And then a foul going to be called on Lewis. A little frustration starting to show there for Lewis.
Lindsay's going to shoot a 1-on-1 here. Very important free throws. What an exciting, here you see on the L&L replay. And, you know, as tight as they've called it, they're going to call that no matter how good you did. Besides 1-on-1 might be what you want, you know. It was a turnover for you because it went off your leg. And Lindsay says, no, it's not what you want because I make these.
That'll tie it up, 1:58 to go.
90 points. 45 apiece.
Yep. Devin with the second. And it is good.
Another one. Clutch free throws. Both teams making some clutch thoughts. Good, smart basketball.
Giles will fire up a three-pointer, and it is no good, but we got a whistle and a timeout.
Coach saw it coming and said, no. Oh.
Timeout.
He's got a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick second and talk about a couple of our sponsors. L&L Motor wants to remind you that the love of the game, the players, the competition, and the diehard fans that matter the most. Let each mile you drive in your L&L vehicle take you to the moments that matter most in your life. I love that, and you know, their commercials look like that. You just want to go buy a vehicle from them. Support our sponsors, Strata Networks, Ashley Regional, Moon Lake Electric, Savage. We're so appreciative of them to give us this great coverage of a fantastic ball game. Minute 51, 46-45 for the home team, Altamont. Duchesne's ball on their end of the floor. I think that was a great timeout for Coach. In fact, we know it was because they missed the three and then they lost the rebound. So he saved a possession in a critical moment. Got to give himself some big props, Coach Hoops.
Into Spencer now to Polson.
Polson picks up his dribble.
Stolen away by Hansen.
And that'll happen if you pick up your dribble.
Hansen gets,
Lindsay
will now go to Rust.
Rust will bring it up. And then he'll find Lindsay to make the play for him.
He's going to drive. He's going to be fouled.
Geez, he's going to get some critical throws as well right here. Another 1-on-1. Two of them, one left after this. Rust's been pretty solid at the line tonight. All year long, he's done well at the line. Giles just standing up behind him, taunting him. He can feel him breathing from behind, but nothing but net. Clutch as they come, Rust is.
5 for 5 for Parker.
And it's a 2-point game, anybody's game right now. Look for Chad Lewis to get the ball and push it. Nope, they don't get it to him. Lindsey's in his face.
Giles,
what kind of gum is he
down.
chewing? And they call another travel. And probably a good call. Duchesne's coach, Hoops, is saying, hey, get out there. I need Giles off the floor. He's got too many fouls. We're going to run a little pressure. I don't want to see a foul.
We'll bring Johnson in for him.
Man-to-man. They go man-to-man full court.
Lindsey gets it to Rust, and now
a little timeout. On the other end, a little coaching happening. Mano y mano, they say. Looks like they're going to take a full timeout. We'll take a timeout. Hear a word from our sponsors. Be right back.
Dr. Carl Breitenbach, Dr. Rod Anderson, Dr. John Griffith, Dr. Daniel Kwok, and Dr. Ethan Pettit. All part of the great team for obstetric and newborn care at Ashley Regional Medical Center. Our obstetric team has over 80 years of combined experience in delivering your baby and working closely with a highly trained team of obstetrical nurses. Our pediatrics team can treat newborns at 34 weeks and older in our Level 2 NICU, providing you with the opportunity to stay close to home with your friends and family to support you. Our new Women's Center, opening in 2018, will provide the latest in amenities for your comfort and quality of care. Worried about costs? Our new Storks program can provide you with the help you may need. You can ask any of our providers for more information. You can trust the care at Ashley Regional for you and your newborn. Ashley Regional, making communities healthier.
Welcome to the house, the Longhorn house, where the fans are going nuts. Longhorns have the ball up by 2, 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the game. Going to take it out from the side, and they're running a little picket fence. Actually, it's just a line getting in, but picket fence sounded
Yeah,
better.
That's right. Back to the Hoosiers. I can't see if they're going to get it in.
They did get it in, and there's a battle for the ball, and it looks like they probably called a foul knowing how it's gone tonight.
Lamborn is not pleased, so I don't know what they call it.
They must have gone out on
Off the Eagles. Okay.
Russ looked like he ran into his own player, knocked him down. Oh, a zig and a zag. Lindsey goes long, Russ comes short.
59 seconds to go. A little pressure again by the Longhorns.
A lot of pressure, full court man-to-man. Ooh,
reach.
And a silly foul. 80 feet from the basket, and he's gonna go shoot 2. So down by 2, shooting 2. A kid that's been on fire.
Spencer 2 for 3 from the line. All his points, all 15, came in that first half.
And even if you get that clean, it just looks like a foul, feels like a foul, and tonight it's definitely going to be called a foul. First one's up, and it's in. Making this game super fun for those watching. Another substitution.
Will be back in for Christensen.
A little bigger boy trying to get a rebound and ice the shooter. Spencer's not too, he's pretty much ice running through his veins tonight. That kid should be shooting it more.
Tie ball game, 55 seconds to go. Lindsey will bring it across. And knocked away. Devin gets it back. Picks up the dribble. And he's going to be able to get to Russ. Russ will get around and kicked out of bounds by Polson.
Russ does a great job to go help Lindsey out. He sees he's in trouble, runs over and says, give me a handoff. You'd think they played football together or something.
Used to. Lindsey set the inbounds, and we're going to have a foul as Rust gets ran over.
And Rust is going to go to the line, shoot some free throws. If the ball's not thrown in and there's a foul, it should be a technical as far as I understand. But maybe I'm wrong there, so they're not calling a technical.
Called it on 24 on Spencer. That's 3.
Coach Hoops comes out for an explanation. And we're going to go just a normal standard foul. Russ shooting.
5 of 6 tonight for Parker from the line.
And he's just solid right there. Takes the 1-point lead and puts the pressure back on Duchesne to put points on the board.
They changed that foul from being on Spencer to being on Johnson. That's 4 on Johnson.
And he's just a little short on that one. And nobody back.
Blocked out of bounds and no
block,
foul.
No call. No call on a night when everything's a foul. He gets hammered.
Looked like he had his hand
We'll
on his
see on the
shoulder
LNL
here.
replay. He gets hammered right here.
That's a great hustle play by Hansen.
Well,
he may not
have got him.
There's
Rooney
block, and they're going to call a foul.
That one didn't look like one either.
No.
These refs are tight. Let's watch this one on the LNL replay, Merlin. What a great game. Free throws on each end, getting more and more important. That's going to be 5 fouls.
They call that on Bremen?
Yep.
So Riley will foul out. 9 points.
Great game.
And good job there by Riley.
Nothing to be sad about there. He put his all in. Nice done. Great game. Couple free throws important right here for Lamborn. Put the pressure back on the Longhorns. Ties it up. Now the pressure free throw comes.
5 of 6 from the line for Lamborn tonight.
And this is that one that's just tough. Ice got to be in your veins to make it. And it is. That a kid. Nice finish. Russ says, give me the ball. Now the pressure's on us. We got to go down and put one in the hole.
Off to Lindsay.
Lindsay's been pretty solid all night long.
To Layton. Layton gets away from his man. Out to Lindsay. 3-pointer up and bounces in.
It goes in. Unreal. It's a 2-point game.
Spencer
Duchesne pushing the ball. Coach says, give me a timeout. I need a timeout.
Lewis fires it long.
Lewis knew there was a timeout called. The crowd's going nuts. I see 9.9 on the clock. I think they need to add a little because he called that timeout. And it's pandemonium here at the Longhorns.
That's a big shot by Devin as we watch that replay. Gets the shooter's touch, shooter's roll.
Huge shot.
Whew. 2-point game with 13 seconds to go.
They did put the 13 back on the clock, so 13.4 on the official clock. And the fans are just loving it here. Anyone that came to this game, anyone watching it at home on VTV's high definition coverage has been well entertained. This is one these kids will remember for their whole lives.
No matter what way it goes, it's been a great game.
Both teams are going to remember this. Back and forth and back and forth. And consistent reffing. I got to give the refs a big, huge hand. Yeah. Very consistent.
They were tight from the beginning and they stayed
get-go.
tight.
Every time we think it's close, you know, you can take it either way, and I think they do a great job.
Let's hear you scream.
Johnson. Now we're going to have a timeout by the Longhorns.
Longhorns wanted to see what's going on. A little throw in for Duchesne. They're going to see if they can't defend against a 3-pointer would be my guess.
So you going Lewis or you going Spencer if you're the Eagles?
I'd probably just pack it in and play a little 3-2 zone.
I mean, if you're the Eagles, who do you want taking that shot?
Well, I'm not the coach, and I'd have had Spencer shooting the ball every time he touched it all night long. So for me, I'm going to go with Spencer, but I think I'd probably go with Lewis.
I think Lewis is going to be the guy with the ball in his hand.
He's the guy who's feeling it right now too.
Yeah.
So
and you know, Lindsay's done a great job checking him. I've got Lindsay down with 3 fouls. You don't want to foul him, but you don't want to give him a 3 either.
No, you don't want to get. You know, it's just good play, tough, good defense, and I think this is a smart timeout from Coach. Get your kids on the right page. Everybody thinking the same. And that's going to make a big difference for you. Ashley Regional, one of our great sponsors, making communities healthier. Dr. Burke Young and Dr. Adam Madsen providing orthopedic care at Ashley Regional. Need a family physician? Visit our website at ashleyregional.com for a list of all of our physicians. So, Principal Wilson doing the cheerleading. And here we go. They're going to go to Lewis and Lindsay.
Johnson gets it to Lewis. Now back to Johnson.
little
Stolen
turnover.
away by Zach Hansen. Zach's
And now
gonna be
there's
fouled.
9.9. Zach's going to shoot a couple free throws. And these are huge, huge free throws. This is a time where you can put the freezer door closed, or you can leave the gate open for a final win or tie shot from Duchesne. And Duchesne's not backing off. I love it. They're
Zach.
not backing off.
Zach yet to shoot a free throw tonight.
And he misses the first one. This one becomes even bigger, even harder to make.
A little strong there out of Hansen.
Yeah, a little overconfident maybe.
That looks good. Oh, and off. Polson with that rebound off to
And
Lewis.
Lindsay right on him. Right on him
5
again.
seconds. Lewis fires it up way
Oh,
early.
I thought
No
he was going to
good.
make that.
Rebound by Christensen, and he will be fouled.
And the
We're gonna
time
have
is off
some
the
time.
clock, but the ref is saying,
We got time.
he's saying, hold on, we're gonna shoot some free throws.
There's going to be probably 1.5 seconds left.
The ref's gonna call a foul. We're gonna go down and shoot a couple free throws with very little time left on the clock. 1.4, maybe enough for Lewis to get a.
Lewis, he rushed that a little bit. He still had plenty of time. He was
He
way
did.
out, and he rushed that.
He did, but that was the pressure defense that the Longhorns were putting on him. And what a great matchup this has been. Duchesne winning the first matchup between these two. And now we're trying to decide who's going to shoot the free throws.
I thought it was Christensen, but it looks like Layton's standing there.
Well,
And now they're going to say it's Christensen.
Layton's like, I'm better than you, so I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah, that's a senior standing up there saying,
Atta boy.
I'll take him. I'll take him.
You aren't trying, I guess, if you aren't cheating a little bit.
Christensen yet to shoot from the line tonight.
Missed that one, I'm telling you.
Blows the first one out.
Such an important free throw right here because it just gives Lewis that last chance to throw the long ball. Whichever one of them gets it, it's almost better to miss this, quite
That's
honestly.
what I was going to say. You're better off to bounce it high off the iron or long like that. Johnson will fire. It's not going to be close.
And what a great game.
Victory.
What a super game for the Longhorns to come and have that opportunity to play a great game. Duchesne cannot fault themselves. They battled and battled and back and forth and back and forth.
That's just a great victory.
That was the game of the year for VTV
game.
at this point.
Just-
Football and basketball. Best game I've watched all year long.
Anything can happen in a rivalry game. I mean, and both teams played hard. They played well.
And again, the biggest cheerleader you see out there. Locked, cocked, and ready to rock, Dean Wilson. Hey, let's take a quick look at all the highlights of this game.
There's Christensen with a baseline jumper. A nice pass into Hansen. There's Spencer with that early first half shooting. Nailing a three. And now he's going to come back and nail a second three.
Bam.
3 of them on the night.
Early.
There's Lewis with
That's
his
what he was
only
looking for
three-pointer.
late in the game, too.
Yep.
Russ with a little floater into the...
End the first half. Here comes Giles.
And he
with a
just
nice
gets
little
hammered.
drive.
And no call there.
Lamborn is checked by Hansen. And here comes, that's
Wow.
Burrell, I
Just-
believe.
Just,
Yep. Now it's Christensen with that three-pointer.
just NBA style, like, I'm just going to shoot this.
There's Layton with a big three. One
Layton
of
had
his
a couple
two
of big ones.
threes. Christensen with a little shot right there, mid-range jumper. And here's the biggest one right there from Lindsay. Bouncing
Rattles it
around,
in.
And that's the game winner right there, Devin Lindsay. And you know, Devin, he gets that game-winning shot, but he really deserves a lot of credit for the defense he played on Lewis. Lewis comes in averaging 15, scored 27 when these two teams met the first time, and they hold Lewis to 9.
You know, and Lewis decided he was going to win the game, and they still, you know, you got to give that man right there a lot of credit, because he said, no, I watched the Hoosiers, and I want to know what gum you're chewing. And he does know.
Yep.
Spearmint. All right, hey, what a great night. Thanks for watching. Keep watching VTV with great local high school sports and wonderful sports shows.
Exactly.
All right, see you guys.
See you.